In the year of 2007, an animated series featuring beetles battling each other was broadcast on television. Like any series aimed at young audiences, it brought along a myriad of merchandise and toys that were sold during the same period. The series I'm talking about is Mushiking, the King of Beetles, and the younger me became madly in love with it. I still remember the day I asked my mother if she could buy me the Mushiking battle model, and to my great surprise, she had it waiting for me at home when I returned from school. But all this isn't to talk about my childhood, but rather to address the fact that this series opened the doors to an interest that I only developed later on: Japan and its love for insects. In Japanese culture, insects have always played an important role in aesthetics, thought, and curiosity. Many believe that the Japanese appreciation for insects largely stems from the Shinto religion, in which every natural creation and form of life is worthy of reverence as part of the spiritual world. But in truth, the fluttering of butterflies and the chirping of cicadas have long symbolized the changing seasons and are parts of nature that people fondly admire. From the classic tale, The Lady Who Loved Insects, the story of a woman who collected caterpillars during the 12th century, to the Tamamushi Shrine, a small 7th century temple adorned with jeweled beetle wings. Insects are found far and wide in the country's history. 12 of the books written by Lafcadio Hearn, a European-American scholar who became a Japanese citizen, contained passages and stories about insects. The history of insect lovers in Japan dates back over 1,300 years to Japan's Nara period. Nobles at the time took pleasure in listening to the chirps of crickets, and people have enjoyed the sound ever since. By the Edo period, listening to crickets became a popular pastime for ordinary people as well, to the extent that merchants in cities began selling insects that made particularly beautiful sounds. Another insect that appears throughout history is the firefly. While nobles had long enjoyed watching fireflies, it was also during the Edo period that this spread to the general public. There were even special boats you could ride to watch the fireflies, which became a popular summer tradition for many. Moreover, in the regions of Gifu and Nagano, the consumption of insects was extremely important for the populations. During periods of famine, such as the end of World War II, it almost became a tradition, and although this tradition seemed to be in decline, it has seen a resurgence in recent years. In the central Chubu region, locals still raise wasp and bee larvae for consumption. These are known as hachinoko. But if there's one thing that has become fully ingrained in Japanese culture in recent decades, it's hobbies involving insects, particularly capturing and breeding them. For many kids, it all starts with bug catching during summer vacation with their families. Butterfly, dragonflies, and cicadas have always been popular targets. In places closer to nature, children can spot butterflies along country roads, chase dragonflies in the rice fields, or catch cicadas perched on the trees in the forest. Even in a big city, it's still easy to find them at your local park. That said, it takes a skill and knowledge to catch the specific insects you're hunting for, so tracking them down is like an exciting game for many kids. Elementary school classes often keep them as class pets, with the kids in charge of feeding them and keeping their cages clean. Japanese rhinoceros beetles and stag beetles started to become popular with kids in the 60s. This was largely due to their eye-catching appearance. Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokémon, recounted how the idea for the game itself arose from this passion. Every summer, big cities like Tokyo and Osaka month-old events called insect exhibitions. These events gather all kinds of different insects in one place, so that the children living in the city have a chance to see them up close and even touch them. Thus, what started as a normal childhood game has turned into passion for some. Beetle wrestling involves placing two male beetles in a small arena and provoking them to fight using their mandibles and horns. The goal is to flip over or push the opponent out of the ring. Matches can be intense, with the beetles displaying impressive strength and agility. The kabutomushi or rhinoceros beetles is a popular species for this activity due to its large size, imposing horns and natural aggressiveness, making it well suited for combat. Another species commonly used in beetle fighting is the stag beetles, known as kuwagata. Like the rhinoceros beetles, the stag beetle is native to Japan and possesses impressive mandibles which it used to grapple with opponents during fights. Both young and old raise these animals and learn biology by taking care of them. Some are happy simply admiring and caring for them, while others even decide to train them for competitions. These insects don't have a long life. The life of a Japanese rhinoceros beetle lasts about 120 days after the larval stage. Therefore, it's common for more than one insect to be raised simultaneously or successively. Competitions typically take place during the summer months, when the beetles are most active, and are held at local, regional and national levels, with dedicated enthusiasts traveling across the country to participate and spectate. The popularity of beetle fighting has also led to the development of specialized equipment and accessories, including custom-made arenas, protective gear for the beetles, and even miniature referee flags. Beetle wrestlings tend to inflict very little to no harm on the beetles involved, as they have little means to harm their opponents. Moreover, it's a natural behavior of the animal. But in the world of beetle wrestling, fights are only one part of the hobby. Not all tournaments involve provoking violence between beetles. There are weight, strength, and agility competitions. In the context of the National Rhinoceros BEETLE SUMO tournament, beetles are made to climb meter-tall tree branches. There are also speed competitions to climb bark walls. Tournaments of beetle wrestling have also found online spaces. Cash prizes are often awarded to the winners. Betting is common among those who watch tournaments, particularly in Okinawa Prefecture, despite the practice being banned in Japan. While beetle fighting is primarily a hobby, it has also become a lucrative business, with prized beetles selling for significant sums of money. Some rare and exceptionally strong beetles can fetch prices equivalent to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, this great passion brings with it some important problems, primarily the smuggling of rare species from around the world, which are imported and sold illegally, sometimes for exorbitant sums. Moreover, with the rise of industrialization and urbanization, many insect populations in Japan have faced threats from habitat loss, pollution, and overcollection. For this reason, there have been repopulation and conservation activities for years. One notable example is the Yokohama City Eco-Insect Project, launched in 2006. This program aims to educate young people about the importance of insect conservation and biodiversity. Through hands-on activities, workshops and educational materials, the project encourages children to learn about insects and their habitats, while fostering a sense of environmental stewardship. Another initiative is the Insect Repopulation Program, which focuses on reintroducing native insect species to their natural habitats. Led by government agencies, conservation groups, and local communities, This program involves breeding and releasing captive bred insects into the wild to bolster populations that have been depleted due to environmental pressures. Additionally, there are several research institutions and organizations dedicated to studying and conserving insects in Japan. The National Institute for Environmental Studies conducts research on insect ecology, biodiversity, and conservation, while organizations like the Japan Insect Association work to raise awareness about insect conservation issues and promote sustainable practices. In recent years, there has been growing recognition of the importance of insects to ecosystems and the need for concerted efforts to protect them through education, research, and community engagement. Japan is working to safeguard its rich insect biodiversity for future generations. In conclusion, the love for insects in Japan is not just a hobby, but also a reflection of the country's rich cultural heritage and appreciation for the natural world. Whether it's through traditional activities like beetle fighting or modern forms of entertainment, insects continue to play a significant role in Japanese society, bridging the gap between nature and culture. As Japan continues to evolve, its love affair with insects remains as strong as ever, a testament to the enduring power of these fascinating creatures in Japanese hearts and minds. The video ends here. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.